part 3, injury emergencies, second half. Tourniquet. With the tourniquet, when you have an open wound that is just not quitting bleeding, you might have to use a tourniquet. What I like to tell people, if you're going to put on a tourniquet, this means that that person will probably lose their limb. They'll have to cut it off when they go in, but at least they don't lose their life. So here is a professional tourniquet, and what you're gonna do is you put it around and then it tightens up, okay? And this is called a windlass, and you'll just keep on turning it around until you can get it. And then the biggest thing, I wish this were a Sharpie, you have to put down the time of when you applied the tourniquet. The one thing you want to remember, way back when, they used to say put on a tourniquet, loosen it, turn it, loosen it. You do not want to do that because you could send blood clots to the heart, which is a bigger thing. So that you want to make sure that once you choose the tourniquet, it's not just because you're tired of holding that person's arm because it's bleeding, it's because they are bleeding out and it's life-threatening. So that would be that 4-step for direct pressure, elevation, pressure point, and then tourniquet. So those were the 4 steps. Tourniquet is, I like to say, as the last resort. Broken bones and sprains, we can work with putting on some kind of a splint. If any of you guys have ever broken your wrist or your arm, you probably went like this and you didn't want anybody to hold you. That would be called an anatomic splint. So you're using one body part to stabilize the other body part. Again, fingers, okay? You jammed a finger, you put the 2 fingers together, or you can use a tongue depressor, which would be a hard splint. If, for example, you roll an ankle and it just hurts, somebody comes in with a towel or a blanket, that can be a soft splint. You can use any kind of blanket, towels, anything like that. Hard splint, you can use magazines, sticks, and then have some kind of a wrap with a bandana or something to put on it to be able to take for the broken bones and sprains. The one thing you're going to see for one of the questions, I don't think we put hot on any of those because what's it going to do? It's going to expand. Burns, you want to first remove them from the fire, and then can you pop that blister? No, you're not supposed to. I know everybody starts playing with the blister, especially if you got a little one, but no, do not, because you could have more disease transferred because of that, because now it is an open wound if you pop that blister. You also want to make sure you cool and cover, so that you want to put it in under cool water. It can't be cold because it really starts to hurt too. Just cool water to take the burn out of it. Electrical injuries, you want to first make sure the electricity has been shut off at the source before you touch anybody. Electrical power lines that have fallen down or something, you do not want to go in there, especially if it's around water, because it can be conducted by water. So these are some of the things that you're going to be seeing in the second half of the injury emergencies. Go to part 3 in your book and finish those questions.